visit Israel through hard work, exceptional technical expertise, business agility, and with that we successfully managed to drive more than 100 successful POCs and projects. This is a lot, yes. And I think this is a very good opportunity to thank Golan Nahum, Twingo CEO, Ili Goodman, partnership. And actually this year we are celebrating 10 years of partnership and friendship. So thank you again. So with that, I would like to thank you for being part of this Vertica family. And stay tuned, we have more news and we will publish a new invitation and agenda for our next event as well. That will be more technical workshop, not in Kaplan area, I promise, in a different area. So stay tuned, we will publish the agenda and all the invitation coming up. And special thanks, I want to extend my thanks to the local and abroad Vertica team, Adi, Moshe, Elino, Fouad, Golan, and Thomas. So thank you guys again and enjoy this evening. Golan, you can come to the stage.
קודם כל ממש מרגש בשבילי לראות פה את כולם. Fouad approved me to speak in Hebrew, so אז קודם כל, כמו שמותקנים על 2 מיליארד מכשירי אנדרואיד, 30 מיליארד אפליקציות, באמת חברות אגרו-טריידינג, חברות טלקום, באמת חברות שהן בעד של הטכנולוגיה, וזו גאווה גדולה לעבוד איתכם, הלקוחות שלנו. אלה חלק הארי של הלקוחות שלנו בוורטיקה, מקווה שכל אחד פה מוצא את החברה שהוא עובד בה, ובאמת אנחנו מאוד מאוד גאים פה בכל לוגו ובכל לקוח שמשתמש בוורטיקה ושעובד איתנו לאורך הרבה מאוד שנים. יש פה לקוחות שעובדים איתנו כבר מ-2010, 2012, וזו גאווה מאוד גדולה שהם המון שנים עובדים איתנו. מתעסקים בארכיטקטורות, מתעסקים בביג דאטה סולושנס, הרבה מאוד לקוחות, מאות פרויקטים, מאות חטות של דאטאבייסים שהטמנו, גם און-פרמיס, OEMים, SaaS מולטי-טננט, Cloud Solutions, ואנחנו חברת בת של קומית, קשור לוורטיקה בישראל, ובתמיכה בלקוחות. וגם אני רוצה באמת בהזדמנות הזאת להודות באופן אישי קודם כל לסיוון שהיא שותפה וחברה, אנחנו עובדים כבר 10 שנים ביחד, ומשה שאנחנו בעצם התחלנו את כל המסע הזה ביחד לפני מעל 12 שנים. המון תודה. ולעדי שהיא ג'וניורית, היא רק 4 שנים, אנחנו מתים עליי. I want to thank Fouad that we also work with him 12 years and doing an amazing job, and Thomas, the partner manager in EMEA, is not here. I want to share very shortly our journey with Vertica. In the beginning, since 2000, we started to work with Sivan Tziring. If you don't know, Sivan Tziring is a column-based database, the first in the world. And after 10 years of great success, we started to lose to MPP databases, the scale, and work with on clusters. And one of them was Vertica. After we checked, we decided to partner Vertica. Vertica was a startup. Vertica was a startup. We partnered with them, and just very fast after a very short period, HP bought them. And we started to win against databases like Green Plum, Exadata, Exasol, Infobright, Parexel, and so on. So we knew that we chose the right technology. And just in 2012, we closed our first petabyte deal, and the world big data started to be said everywhere. Big data. In 2017, Micro Focus acquired HP, and we moved to work with Micro Focus. And we continue to sell and grow. We sell hundreds of petabytes in total. In 2022, there was a new world of Vertica. You can search it in the internet. They're doing different things, not related to Vertica. And now we have a new age where OpenText acquired Micro Focus for $6 billion. And still, after all these years, Vertica is relevant. It beats all the other technologies, and it's a great success and solution. And we're very proud to work with Vertica. I want to say personal thanks to some of the people here. The first one is Ilya Gulman, our CTO. He's part of my family and he's a brother to me. We are working together 23 years now. It's a lot of time. Ido, our COO, we are together for 31 years and thank you for everything. And thank you for doing this event. You go work very hard for this event.
Israel. I'm running the Vertica business in Europe, and I have been already working with a lot of people that are present tonight. So a couple of quick updates from our side. I think Golan mentioned the acquisition of OpenText. This is an M&A that happened in the last couple of months, but you guys, as you are aware, you are very familiar with the M&A process. This brings us a lot of opportunities because OpenText is a very specialized company in information management and data management, and I'm sure this will open up new opportunities for Vertica and new opportunities to grow. To grow where? Well, especially for Israel, we want Israel to continue to be #1 in Europe for Vertica, because Israel is #1. Thank you, Sivan. Thank you, Moshe. There is always like a competition between Israel and France, you know. But I think Israel is winning quite often, you know. Again, thanks to the team here, and again, our objective is to continue to lead the Israeli market with Vertica. Okay, just to share with you a couple of updates that we got in the last 12 months. Last year was an incredible year for Vertica. We have been growing the business by almost like 35%. Again, led by Israel. And what we have seen is that post-COVID, after the COVID, we have seen the number of petabyte deployment of Vertica just exploded. We have seen so many projects to move to cloud. We have seen a lot of native cloud deployments led by AWS and Azure. we start to see Kubernetes everywhere, and we continue to lead with cost and performance. And I can tell you that at least in the POCs where I was involved, we did not lose a single POC in performance, and we have been winning POCs against Snowflake, against BigQuery, and against Databricks. And then I could claim that Vertica dominates the 5G market. We have signed a big customer who joined the Vertica family, and a customer that is potentially joining Vertica with 70 petabyte deployment, 70. I would say the numbers speak for themselves. For people who are following me on LinkedIn, they have seen this post. I was really not happy with the last report from Gartner, because the Gartner report ignored Vertica for some reasons. And then, and they were, especially the report that was talking about market share. And so I went and I checked the GitHub page of Vertica, and I checked how many downloads we had in the last couple of months of Vertica Community Edition on Kubernetes, on containers. And that was, if I'm not mistaken, Moshe, it's more than 100,000 Vertica downloads. I mean, I don't know who has more than this, honestly, in the market. For us, we dominate this market. You know, Gartner does not compensate or does not acknowledge what Vertica is doing for the market, but thanks God, the community is doing it. And if you know the G2 report, which is a report that is led by the community, I mean, we have scored very strong. And as you can see, Vertica is in this close to the circle. And that, for me, that's a recognition of what the team is doing. Yeah, so where we compete, I think if we look at the last 18 months, we have been replacing a lot of legacy data warehouses. We have been replacing what is left of Hadoop. Yes, there are still some Hadoop, there are still some Cloudera, so we have been replacing a lot of Hadoop. And then we have been challenging Databricks in many of their installations because of the cost versus performance. So many customers they have invited Vertica to replace Databricks, and I think this month we are announcing a big ad tech company that is swapping Databricks for Vertica. And then, of course, it could be a surprise, but yes, we have been replacing heavily Snowflake, and we have been heavily replacing especially BigQuery, just because of the cost and performance. Again, the cost of Vertica you can control, the cost of Snowflake and the cost of BigQuery, sky's the limit in terms of cost. As soon as you scale up, you pay more. And our vision, we want to provide customers with the best platform for both ROS and external data, and we want to give them the freedom to deploy on-prem, on Kubernetes, on the cloud. Actually, we don't care, you know. Our vision is to provide one platform for all the use cases to be deployed anywhere. Our vision. With most of the customers we are working on, we don't see ETLs anymore. And what we see is that Vertica is being leveraged for ETL workloads. And there are a lot of customers now, they are bringing us into zero ETL workloads. And I really like it. This is something I learned from customers, and we want to continue on this. And I will show you what we are doing. Thanks to this 5G company, and I can mention the name, this is Ericsson. So Ericsson joined Vertica family. Ericsson wants us to be storage agnostic. They don't want to care about the storage anymore. That could be Amazon, that could be Azure, that could be Google, that could be Object Store, that could be, you know, they want to give us, they want to be storage agnostic. We continue to improve the user experience. We want to be friendly to the DBAs, to the data engineers, to the data scientists. We want to run on any cloud, on-prem, anywhere. And I will tell you, really, I want to share with you something. In the last couple of months, we have seen an uptake of Vertica deployments on Oracle Cloud. We want to query not only ROS tables, but we want to query also, external tables, and we are supporting open format. We want to continue to improve Vertica SaaS, and this is why I like to work a lot with the Israeli customers, is that I would say half of the Vertica roadmap is led by customers. Thank you very much. And we really want to continue in this journey. We have finalized the integration with DBT, with Airbyte, with NiFi, with Airflow. We have seen an uptake of the deployment with DBT. And then we continue to integrate the open source ecosystem with Flink, with NiFi, with Grafana, with Prometheus. We support now, the Iceberg format. And I want to mention, I don't know how many people know this company. It's an Israeli startup that we start to meet a lot. We are working a lot in Europe, and they are like a data science studio on top of Vertica and many customers in Europe. Of course, and we have some customers that are growing. I like also to mention Philips. This is one of the best use cases that we have on top of Vertica. When Philips go in front of their customers and in front of their investors, they are talking about zero unplanned downtime and how Vertica is helping Philips to save lives by keeping the MRI scanners up and running 24/7. I know some people will not be happy in the room by mentioning the trade desk, but I like to mention it because this is the biggest database of Vertica in Amazon. This is probably it's one of the biggest databases in the world running on AWS with almost 640 nodes growing year over year. With this, I want to tell you thank you very much. Thank you to Twingo for organizing this event, and thank you for the opportunity you are giving me to speak. And thank you.
Hello, my name is Moshe. I'm a system engineer at OpenText Vertica, located here in Israel. I would like to present to you today 3 brief stories about the enhanced functionalities of our latest Vertica release 12.0.4. In today's data-driven world, the ability to process large amounts of data efficiently and quickly has become increasingly important. Recently, we had the opportunity to work with a customer who requested us to aggregate 40 million marketing campaign rows in a table with dozens of Boolean elements in each based on the online research and surveys. The customer requested us to participate in a proof of concept to demonstrate Vertica group by query aggregation performance on a 40 million record table on minimal hardware. To our delight, we were able to deliver the query result set in less than 5 milliseconds. Yes, 5 milliseconds. The customer was impressed with our performance and then asked what would be the elapsed time for the same query when the data volume will be 100 times bigger and there will be a need to query a 4 billion record table. We took up the challenge and again were able to achieve less than 5 millisecond query elapsed time performance on the current version. What's more, we were able to achieve this on cost-effective hardware with just one processor socket. As data volumes continue to grow exponentially, this achievement can be statement for our Vertica ability to handle massive data sets efficiently and cost-effectively. The second story is about Vertica sandboxing. We have a customer who requested to upgrade the database and test it without the need to spin up a new cluster and reload data, and without adding new storage. Although this may sound impossible, it is possible now. We suggested the customer to use the new subcluster sandboxing, which is available from version 12.0.4 and enables to spin off secondary subcluster from an existing cluster, resulting in 2 manually isolated clusters that share the same data but do not interfere with each other. After sandbox creation, they could perform standard database operations and queries such as creating new tables or loading libraries without affecting the other cluster. For example, dropping table in the sandbox subcluster does not drop the table in the main cluster and vice versa. The third story is about scheduling. With this version, you can automate the execution of stored procedures with triggers. A trigger listens to database event and executes its associated stored procedure when the events occur. You can use triggers to create schedule, to implement scheduled execution. Individual triggers can be enabled and disabled with enable trigger and can be manually executed with execute trigger. This achievement highlights Vertica commitment developing solutions that can handle the massive amounts of data generated every day. With our advanced technology and expertise in data analytics, we can help business of all sizes unlock the value of their data and make better data-driven decisions. Thank you.
זה שטוב. מדונה צ'יקונה, תבדקו בוויקיפדיה. אבל אתה יכול לראות שכל השמות שונים, נכון? שלמה, מרלין, בריקי, קריסטין, אבין, סטיבן, מרווה, אני, תום, ג'וליה, צביקה, ברק, 50 שמות, ארנולד, 50 שמות כולם שונים. סיוון, בפנקס השני, זה כאילו את המיקרופון הזה? בפנקס הזה יש שמות משפחה של אנשים מפורסמים, כולם שונים. צ'פלין, ארצי, מונרו, ספירס, אגילרה, פי, קיי, צוקין, סטייס, דרק, קרוז, רוברט, ג'ולי, ווילס, אובמה, אינטרנשיונל, ג'קסון, פרטנגר, 50 שמות כולם שונים.